SR says, my 2.5-year-old son is nonverbal, recently diagnosed with autism. Now follows a strict diet of fatty meat and eggs, cooked in butter and ghee and fruits. 1, is butter and ghee with the casein okay? And 2, do sugars in coconut water and fruits impact his development? Thanks. So to answer the second one first, just the sugars in anything are going to kick him out of ketosis, and they're going to change his brain from running on ketones, which are the most optimal for his brain, to running on glucose, which is a secondary energy source and is suboptimal, is not as good, and will actually slow down his mitochondria. Not being in ketosis will curtail his mitochondrial development and neural development as well. You want those ketones, especially in growing brains. You have to have it. So ketones are the primary energy source of the cortex and 2/3 of the brain. And even when there's enough glucose, there is your brain will exclude, or those parts of the brain will exclusively run on ketones still. And so you want those ketones in the brain. And also ketones cross the blood-brain barrier, reconstitute into fatty acids, which then make up the physical matrix of the brain. So 60-70% of the brain is made out of ketones, or out of fat, I mean. And so it's very important to get that. So any sugars from anything. So sugar is sugar is sugar is sugar is sugar. The glucose and fructose in fruit and coconut water is exactly the same as the fructose and glucose in high fructose corn syrup and table sugar and honey. So and the glucose in starches is the same glucose as in fruits and everything else. So it is the same. There are some other vitamins and good things that come with those fruits and the coconut water, but the sugar is the same. And so I would definitely avoid that. As far as the butter and ghee is generally great. Yeah. I mean, if the casein is just going to be in the butter, it's going to be out of the ghee. So that's the idea of ghee, is that it takes out the milk solids, it takes out those proteins. And so it won't have that casein in there. There's not too much in butter, but there are a little bit of the proteins and the milk solids in there. Most people do fine on that. Even with autoimmune issues, people do really well on that. You can try it. You can do trial and error. You can just try cooking in ghee or cooking in tallow, grass-fed tallow, and see if he does better. Try it. A few weeks on, a few weeks off. But by and large, for most people, butter and ghee are fine. The fruits, I would avoid, especially the sweet fruits, because the key here is you want to be just providing just the optimal nutrition for him, which is meat, but he wants to be in ketosis as well. And so it's really important to do that for his developing brain. And the longer you're in ketosis, the more you turn over your mitochondria and the organelles inside and switch them out for better, faster, stronger versions of themselves that will work better and will help the brain develop better. And some people, like Professor Chris Palmer from Harvard, argues that a major issue with autism and the misdevelopment of these neurons is mitochondrial disorder. And so you really need to be in ketosis long-term. After several months on ketosis, you will have 4 times the number of mitochondria, and they'll be 4 times as effective. There's a very, very big benefit to being in ketosis. So I would avoid the sweet fruits, definitely. And hopefully that really helps them a lot. It certainly does help most people who do it, and so good luck with that. I did also want to give a shout out before we get going to Alex from Carnivore for Life channel. It's coming up on his 2-year carniversary, which is really fantastic. That's a great milestone and accomplishment, and so congratulations to Alex. And he's got a really great story, and so if people want to go and check his channel out over on YouTube, they can. But he's a really nice guy, and he's doing really great stuff, and he's doing just really well himself. So it's his 2-year carniversary. So everyone, please say congratulations to him in the chat, and And yeah, hopefully he's feeling as good as he can at 2 years. Which, I mean, after 2 years on carnivore, you basically feel pretty damn amazing. And so congratulations to Alex. Hey everyone, really happy to announce a new sponsor for the show and for everybody down in Australia, Stockman Steaks, who are delivering high quality grass-fed and finished pasture-raised beef and other meats, flash frozen and vacuum sealed to your door, something that I've been enjoying a lot of myself recently as well. They also have a great range of specialty items such as high-fat keto mince and carnivore beef and organs mince with liver, kidneys, and beef heart as well. So use code Chaffee today for a free order of beef mince or another specialty gift along with your order at stockmansteaks.com.au, and I'll see you over there. Thanks, guys. If the keto diet effectively treats drug-resistant epilepsy, would it work on those who take anti-seizure medications? My colleague has been on anti-seizure drugs for 25 years and has never heard of a keto diet. Thank you for your time and passion. Yeah, that is something that really bugs the hell out of me. They just basically just said, drugs are easier. Just go down that route. They work. The treatment for epilepsy was a ketogenic diet. And then they started getting drugs, and the drug companies started pushing that and just saying, oh, no, just use the drugs, just use the drugs. And so we started teaching people differently in residencies and directing research away from ketogenic diets, helping epilepsy. Professor Thomas Seyfried, when he was doing his postdoctoral work over at Yale, he was in the neurology department there, and he was doing research on ketogenic diets and epilepsy, and the head of the department just said, oh, now we've got good drugs for that now. It's dead end research, don't worry about it. It's easy, just give them drugs work, don't worry about that. So I mean, that's maybe he could have been well meaning, but I think that's almost certainly due to his the influence of the drug companies, having him sort of push research away from any alternatives. But Johns Hopkins, at least last time I checked, I found a paper that they published. It was a while ago. It was an older paper, but that at least at the time they were saying, like, hey, this is still a really good treatment modality. This is still something that we use. It's not just for treatment resistant epilepsy. It was for all epilepsy. It's just that now it's just like, well, if you're treatment resistant, and if somebody knows about it and thinks about it, they say, oh, well, you could try this. Not everybody does. A lot of people just don't even think about it, don't even know about it, which is crazy to me. Well, they don't suggest it because, oh, but if you stop doing ketogenic diet, then you could get seizures again. If you stop taking your freaking anti-seizure medication, you'll get seizures again, dipshit. So, I mean, what's your point? It really bugs me. So sorry for swearing, but like, it bugs me because I've seen neurologists argue with parents who want to put their kids on a ketogenic diet. They're no, just keep taking drugs. Just keep taking drugs. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? They're having seizures on the drugs, and they're desperate to help their child. And you're telling them that they're going to hurt their kid and kill their kid by doing something that you admit will work or should work and can help. Oh, but if they stop, then they're going to get massive seizures. First of all, no. The longer you go without a seizure, the less likely you are to have a seizure. First of all. Second of all, just getting out of ketosis, it's not like it's just like this rebound effect. You're like, oh my gosh, worst seizure ever. No, it gets better. And also, don't come off the diet then. That's easy, right? It's just like not coming off the drug. No, you have to take the drugs or you're going to have a seizure again. All right, well then don't come off the drugs. Oh, but don't go on a ketogenic diet, because if you come off the ketogenic diet, then you'll have a seizure. Like, the same argument. Like, you're telling people to stay on the drugs for the exact same reason. Okay, well then stay on the diet. So it's it's just a bit of a weird thing. But no, it's not just treatment resistant. It works for it will work for a lot of people. There are going to be people that are keto resistant, that aren't going to do as well. From memory, things like if you have like an actual epicenter, like temporal lobe epilepsy, we have this part of the brain that's just actively firing. It doesn't work as well for those types, but no, it works for not just treatment resistant. It just works, and a lot of people are coming off their seizure medication at an appropriate time with appropriate care from their doctors. or help from their doctors to wean off these things, because you have to wean off these things. It's not safe to just come off for most of these. And so, it's people are coming off of these things all the time without an issue. Well, not without an issue, but they're able to wean off. A lot of people with brain tumors, um, Andrew Scarborough, he 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 would what's going on here? And also he got off all his seizure medications as well, and so and he had a brain tumor, so he had a reason for that. But yeah, no, you can definitely do a ketogenic diet, and it should help raise his seizure threshold even with the medication, to make it less likely he'll get a seizure, and improve his case. So yeah, so good luck to him. I do think it would help, yes, and it helped, but it wasn't until she just went full on strict that's when all these things went away. And her restless leg syndrome went away, her psoriasis went away. She has psoriasis in sort of the back of her head and her hair, and her period pain went away. So she